Welcome to Papa's Workshop. I've got two very easy, simple projects to do today. And they're both, I think you're going to like them. The first thing is that the zero clearance inserts that you have on your table saw, they wear out. And this one has been around for a long time and it's time to replace it. And I'm going to show you how to make new ones. At least for my table saw, your saw may be a little bit different. After I make the insert, then I'm going to show you how to improve on that very, very simple drawer design. Now that video has been real popular, but I want to take it up a notch and add a very simple joint that's called a locking dado. And basically what I'm going to do is make a dado just like this, and then I'm going to have the matching piece cut. They fit together perfectly, and it's all done with one setup on the table saw and no tape measure. This is going to be another very quick, easy, and simple project to do to make a very strong joint for the drawers. So I can't wait. Let's get started on these two very simple projects. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the community, and hit that subscribe button down below and that little bell notification next to it. That way you'll be notified on all the videos that I upload, because I have new videos coming out generally several times a week. Then, if you like the video at the end, by all means, hit that like button and share it with everybody that you know. So now, let's get back to these two really easy projects to do today. Now, the first thing I did, I went and grabbed just a piece of scrap wood out of the scrap pile. And this is 3/4 inch by 1 by 6, about 5.5 inches wide. So that's going to fit just fine. And I don't have to worry about this knot down here at the end. So this is going to be the area. So the first thing I want to do is get the thickness down to the correct thickness for my table saw. Now, yours may vary a little bit, so you're going to have to take that in consideration. But what I'm going to do is just put this right down on the table and draw a line. And this will be the approximate thickness that I need to have when I'm finished planing it. So I need to remove, looks like about 1/4 inch of material. Now I have the advantage of being able to use a planer to be able to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and run that through that machine. And what I want to do is make several passes and get down to the thickness, to that line. And then that will be the depth that I'm going to use. Now for each pass that I run this through, I'm only taking off about 1/32 of an inch. That's not much. But in between, I just turn the machine off, unlock it, make my adjustment, lock it back, and then run it through again. After running this through several passes, we now have it flush with the top of the old one. Now I could set this up and cut it out on the CNC machine, but I think what I'm just going to do is use the bandsaw and cut this out. So I'm just going to trace this. Then I'll take it over to the bandsaw and cut this out. Using the bandsaw today was actually easier than trying to set it up and run this on the CNC machine. Because I had the original part, it was easy just to be able to trace it and then run it through the bandsaw with the pencil line. Now I'm leaving this a little bit large so that I can finish it up on the sander and bring it right up to the line. Now over to the oscillating sander, and we'll clean up these edges. This only takes a few minutes to do. I'm only sanding right up to the edge of that line. Now that we got the rough shape of the insert, let's go ahead and take this one out. And you can tell this one is very old, very well used, and it's time for another one. I do want to lower the blade. And let's just see if this will slip in. Yeah, that fits in there just right. That's not bad for the first time. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drill a hole in here so that I can be able to get my finger in, but for right now, I'll just raise it up with the saw blade. And this will be done. Now the reason I made this is I want to show you another technique on building the drawers. And you need a good zero clearance insert for your table saw. Now this hole does not have to be exact, as long as it's somewhere outside of where the blade's going to be, and then that will be perfectly fine. So I'm just going to drill this right there. Now I think I'm going to hit it with the sandpaper just a little bit, and this insert will be ready to use. And you can tell from looking at these old inserts that it's time for a new one. In fact, actually, I should make several of these. So now we can just test this out. Slip it in, perfectly flush, so that is great. And then to get it out, I can just grab with the finger hole and pull it right out. So this one now is ready to be able to use. It was real important to be able to do the zero clearance insert today for this project, because you need to be able to have good inserts to be able to do this type of a project, not old worn out ones that just don't provide that zero clearance to the saw blades. Now that the table saw insert is finished, it's time to put it to use. So what I did off camera is I brought out my dado set, and the only thing that I needed to do is just use the two outside blades. I didn't need to use any of the inner blades to be able to get my 1/4 inch that I needed. And I went ahead and put that on the table saw and raised up the blade through my zero clearance table saw insert. And now I'm ready to be able to show you how to make that very simple joint for the drawers. And don't forget, guys, in a very near future, I'm going to be building some drawers for a project using this technique. So now I'm ready to be able to start showing you how to make this locking dado joint. It's so easy and simple that I think it will take your cabinets and your drawer making up a notch and make it even better. Now what I need to do is raise this blade halfway up through the material, because I'm setting this up without using any tape measures at all. So that's going to be the correct height. Now I need to be able to set it how far from the fence that it needs to be. So the next setup, now that I have the height in place, is to set up how far from the fence. And I need to bring the fence over to the point where this outside edge of the plywood is on the outside edge of the blade. So a little bit back. That looks like it's perfect. So we'll lock down the fence and we'll make a test cut. Now I've got these two pieces cut. I want to show you just how perfect this is with this setup. That just slips right in, and that is a perfect joint. Very strong, very easy to do. And it's perfectly straight.